Hey, we're back. We're working on the last bits of detail for the game board. I have my basket O phlox and grasses. I have a static grass applicator. I think I got this from Girl Painter. And there's one other gentleman that put this together. This is one of those electric fly swatters. You get one of those, I guess it's like a 2.5 inch colander. I got some like 5-minute epoxy putty to get it all in there, and I wired it just basically Radio Shack wire and alligator clip. I usually keep like one of those T needles, those things for marking maps. That's what I usually put into the terrain, then put the wet glue. Then I switched it up from to a 9-volt battery from 2 AA's. I don't know if it makes it any more stronger, but I don't even know if it's that strong anymore. Yeah, it's still arcing. And I have tons and tons of different kinds of colored flock. That's just clump foliage. And yeah, maybe some of that. All kinds of greens. Douglas and Sturgis, place where I get a lot of my plasters and some of my bulk pigments. I got some, I don't know what that is. Some some flocks from them. They have rayon flock, big bags of it, really inexpensive, and some black stuff. I think I might mix that in to look like landing areas where engines charred the ground, and all kinds of clump foliage and different kinds of static grass. Oh, static grass I have upstairs in the big canisters from Scenics, whatever the hell it is. And there I got some Citadel Tufts, which I'm not really keen on, but then we'll have to bring the pigment powders in to blend them in. So that's it for our little introduction, and we'll be right back and we'll lay some of this down and get this done. Thanks for joining me. Hey, we're back, and this is starting with the kind of the foliage on the board. We're going to finish it. Like I said before, I'm going to do sparse foliage. So right now on this paper plate, I'm mixing some coarse turf, yellow grass with some burnt grass. Kind of gives it that kind of deserty, kind of like sagebrushy look. I'm going to put those on these plateaus right there, and then across over that big one. Just do patches of it. And then I might do on a couple on top of the hills. And then to do some clump foliage in the rocks, I got some, I think I got this at Michael's, Missions of California. It's clump foliage. And some Gale Force 9. It's some little different mixtures of color to change up a little bit. And I have some other brands too. I got some big bag of foliage clusters from this, Woodland Scenics. And first turf yellow. I had another thing yellow. So I'm just gonna do this real quick off camera. It's got some watered down PVA glue and some old paint brushes, and show you what it looks like when we're done. Thanks for joining us. Okay, I think we're done flocking. I gotta let it dry for a bit, then I'm gonna come in and spray it down with some PVA to lock it all in. I just blew on the whole board and try to get most of it done. Did a little experiment with some blue coarse turf I got from a train shop, and just kind of threw it in there sprinkled with the glue just to see like some desert flowers. Not too bad. I might do it over here on this other plateau and leave it at that. I don't want to get this too crazy looking. And this is a mixture of yellow coarse turf, yellow burnt turf, some green turf, and some yellow fine turf. And then I did some little bits of clump foliage by the rocks, so that'd be like shaded areas, maybe some water collects there and those plants are able to survive. So just a little bit of greenery, and this yellow stuff just adds enough of like a burnt weedy grass thing. Maybe it's a little bit of green in there. It's like towards the end of spring and burning off and into the desert, so it'll be, it's all dying off, but just gives a little more interest to the board. And that should be it for right now. So we will be back, and I think we're done. Now let's spray it with the glue, show it again, maybe throw some terrain on it. So as usual, thank you for joining us. Let's give one last little tour of the thing, like a flyby, like one of those Arizona helicopter trips. Like how this plateau turned out. Kind of randomness, and then you can see all the little hills. There's random areas of this life in the desert. And all the spires have a little bit of growth around them just to make interest to them. I didn't put anything on that. I wanted to make that look like it's, you never know, it's kind of a chaos-y thing or some kind of supernatural thing or something that's kept up, that's kept clean around it. So I will see you in the next one. As usual, thank you for joining us. See you next time. Well, we are back and we are done. So you can see, this is a different kind of little foliage mix I did. And you see I took a little bit of a blue flocking and just sprinkled it in there and glued it in with the Western Scenic spray cement. And let that dry overnight. Pull it back. I just did certain little areas and also did some green clump foliage in some of the areas. There you go. So you have like some little bushes, and then you have these areas, and you have like the large. Bring this in a little bit. There's that one plateau. It's just, you know, sparsely. Like I said, I was going to sparsely flock it, and it is sparsely flocked. So we are done now. This will go upstairs, and we'll get on the other two boards, get those redone. The little Forge World with the landing pad, I'm going to repaint that completely. Probably just latex it black again. I'm going to do some rust on it and do probably hairspray technique on it. That'll look pretty cool. So this turned out really nice, way better than it was. The board was never bad, just the paint job. It was all dry brushed, which it did suit this board, especially the way the texture is. Yeah, I like just the modeled airbrush effect with probably, we'll probably see 4 different colors of earth tones and the ash tones and that lighter old parchment all through there. And the carved spires turned out good. That little obelisk with the skulls turned out pretty cool looking. I've left that blank. I think I mentioned that in the previous videos. That turned out pretty nice. And that cost, what, a dollar store thing that I could make tons of things out of, and an old piece of foam and a piece of MDF I cut. Probably got buck invested in that in a little bit. Or a little over, we'll say $1.25, and then the mold from the dollar store. Well, thank you for joining me on this series. We are complete, and we can let's get all these other projects completed. The display piece for here and the comms tower is almost done. You'll see that in a part coming up, and then the battle wagon is basically done. Weapons and the crew's got to be finished, and that's it. But it's been completely weathered and airbrushed. Some airbrush weathering just recently too. So that's it. We'll see you again. Thanks for joining us.